Hello guys, I'm back from another video and today it's about what if Deku was reincarnated into Genshin Impact. Wait for a second. So, in the last video we talked about how after Izuku would basically woke up, he would start going towards, the Knights of Rodius, headquarters after eating breakfast with, all three of his favorite girls. Sort of. I mean, Paimon is sort of his favorite girl. I mean, he considers her as like a daughter, similar to, Eri, but still. So, after arriving back at, the Knights of Rodius, headquarters, he would basically be told about, some of the things that happened here, which were pretty much normal. And, Izuku would basically invite all of them to maybe go to Inazuma to have some fun. Mostly because of the festival. And mostly to, at least, how do we see this? Yeah, let all of his, other girls basically introduce themselves to each other so they won't, literally murder each other. So yeah, after, telling them all of that, well, Jean, for obvious reasons, can't go because, she's a complete, workaholic. And, for Lisa, she's also going to be staying there. But for Kaya, well, he definitely wants to go there, mostly because, Playboy. And so, after a bit of, play fighting with Izuku and, not Paimon, I meant, Kaya, which they're mostly smack-talking each other about, how they have multiple girls with them. And after all of that, they would basically start to leave. After arriving back home, he would also meet up with, Noelle. And after meeting up with Noelle, they would basically, Izuku would basically give her the, little, ring that he got off of, La Senora. And after that, they would start going around the town and would basically have a lot of fun. After a bit explaining of, how he got his scar, mostly on his eye, and also his eyes, one of his eyes were, weird looking coloring, specifically how one of his eyes seems to be, almost reddish in the white part. Basically this. And after a bit of explaining, they would basically arrive at a little, restaurant. But, while he was basically, not really leaving, but more like right beside another restaurant, he would also see a Lord's Clan member. And he seems to be pretty much angry at a person, more specifically a waitress, for basically telling him to basically pay for his food. And because he's a Lawrence Clan member, well, he was pretty much a prideful bitch. And so would almost try to, slap the girl. But before he can actually slap him, Izuku would basically come in and would basically death stare at him. Which, by the way, scared him half to death, and so would start running away from the side of him. After doing that, he would basically start leaving. And after a bit of explaining how he knows the Lord's Clan, because, well, apparently, back before he, met Lumine, he sort of, gotten a job from, a certain, Amber to basically help out her, friend to basically fix her, alarm clock. But apparently that friend was a member of the Lawrence Clan, and you probably know who that best friend is. Yeah, Eula, aka Miss Vengeance over there, and would almost try to kill Izuku because, she thought that Izuku was probably just a treasure hoarder trying to, get all of her stuff. And yeah, let's just say it wasn't fun for him. And so after escaping, he would basically bring it to the, tinker that's supposed to fix it. And after bringing it back to, to her, place, or at least, to, Amber's place, he would basically start to leave. And after that little flashback, he would also tell, about what happened after that little, encounter with that Lawrence Clan member. Apparently, the waitress would basically tell her boss about this and told him that he can have, a free dinner with any person of his choosing with him. Or at least persons, in this case. And so after telling them this, both Lumine and also, Amber would decide to go there for dinner. And so, everybody would decide to get some sleep because it was pretty much a tiring day. And so, we basically left off the episode with a peaceful Izuku with his, two girls right there. So yeah, that's basically what happened last episode. And so, let's talk about what happens next. So, we see Izuku basically waking up after his food. nap with, two of his, girls right there beside him, as Izuku would say this. Hey, guys, it's time to wake up. We're gonna be going to that restaurant, right? As all of them, like both of them would basically wake up, as you would say this. Specifically, Yermine. Oh yeah, that restaurant. Yeah, we should probably go. As for Amber, she would say, come on, let's go, then. Just let me change my shirt, okay? I'll also call in, what's her face? Yeah. I'm gonna be calling, Noelle, okay? Just wait for me. As after saying that, Izuku would basically wait outside, basically change it to just imagine this, but except, a little bit more, formal. As after waiting a while, he would see, both, Lumine and Amber, as Amber would say this. Oh, Izuku, what do you think? As Izuku would say, whoa, well, that's certainly different, he would say. And she's basically wearing a, like her regular old, like, outfit, just like in the game, but a little bit, more formal. Like, for example, it would have a skirt. As for, Lumine was wearing, like, a, simple, like, basically, just like, just her default outfit. But except, a little bit more, not really casual, but, formal casual, I guess you could say. After saying this, Izuku would say this. So, where's Noelle? Ash would say this. Oh, Noelle is going to that place right now. I just sent in a carrier pigeon. As Izuku would say this. I see. So, we should probably go now. And so, they would start leaving to go to that restaurant. So, after arriving there, they would see Noelle basically wearing, a casual-ish outfit. Ash would see this. Oh, Izuku. Nice seeing you here. She would say with a happy tone, as Izuku would say this. Yeah, me too. So, let's have dinner. She would say this. Yeah. And so, all of them would start going inside of the, restaurant, and when they see it, they would see that it's actually pretty nice. In fact, there were several, photos. Photos of famous adventurers in the country of, Mondstadt. After, going inside of the restaurant, they would basically start sitting down, and they would start ordering their food. In Izuku's case, Izuku would basically order some simple steak, and also, what is that called again? And some potatoes. And not only that, he would also have, a bit of wine, because he's actually really curious about the wine. Because, he never really drank wine. In fact, not really a fact, but more like, not really a fact, but more like, I guess you could say never in his lifetime. Even back in his old life, when he was still in the, My Hero Academia verse, when he was first introduced to, to the bar, he was pretty curious, and would never drink wine, but would gladly, do some, work, mostly doing, bartending deals with, with Konagiri. And so after, seeing the, food basically arrive, they would start chowing down, as the meme would say this. It's actually pretty good. As, one of them would say this, specifically Amber. Yeah, apparently this restaurant is newly opened. And, she would basically say, as she would say, that guy certainly is a bastard, she would say. As Noelle would say this. What do you mean? I meant, wait for a second, as Noelle would say this. What are you guys talking about? As Izuku would explain the whole situation last time, as she would say, the Lawrence clan. I'm not really surprised that they're, doing all of this. Certainly are a bit of a tyrant, especially back in the day, as Izuku would say this. Yeah, agreed. Anyway, at least have some fun here. Besides, it's not all doom and gloom or things of that sort. And so they would decide to just, just ignore all of the gloomy stuff as they would keep eating. While they were eating, they would start to hear a bit of commotion outside. One of the the owner of the restaurant would basically go outside as they would start hearing some yelling outside. After hearing it, Izuku could say this. Guys, I'm just gonna be going outside for a sec. As all three of them would basically say, okay, just try not to wait for a second. try not to take too long. I mean, Paimon is definitely gonna eat yours, like, eat your meal. As currently Paimon is basically chewing on a snake, like, how a dog does it. I'm doing a lot of shade on Paimon. I mean, I don't know why I do this, but every time I think of Paimon, I just think of a little gremlin. And you can't tell me otherwise. Actually, guys, I know. Tell me in the comments what you think of, like, Paimon, because I want to see all of those, like, comments about you guys. It's just super fun to hear about your comments. Anyway, continuing on with the episode, as Izuku would basically go outside and would see, the owner arguing with a few guards and a Lord's clan member, specifically the one from yesterday. Not really yesterday, but more like, the guy that we saw, last time, aka, a few, hours ago. As you would say this, that's him, guards. I want you to arrest him for daring to try and defy me, a goddamn Lord's clan member. As when Izuku saw this, he would say, seriously? He would basically say in his mind, as he would look over and would see Kaya, as Kaya seems to be quite annoyed at this. And right beside him was, Rosaria. Oh boy. As Rosaria's currently, getting a little bit annoyed because of, how they're annoying, both of them in their little date. As Izuku would say this. Seriously? As after saying this, he would basically grab, two of his, little, like, hell sides or hellfire sides. As he would say this. Alright, enough of this. After saying this, some of the guards would basically look over and would see Izuku as they would recognize his face because of the whole, reputation thing. As they would say, oh crap, it's Izuku of the Thousand Elements, run! And they would start running away instantly as the, Lord's clan member would say this. Hey, what are you doing for? As he would basically say this specifically. I didn't pay you to run away, you idiots! As before he could say anything else, he would look over and would see Izuku glaring at him. As he would say, it's you! The ruffian! As before he could say anything else, Izuku would charge over and would create a little slice of, fire, which causes his hair to basically, get sliced a little bit, as he would start running away in fear, saying, you can't get away with this, but before he can escape, he would bump into a person. In this case, Jean and, and also a certain, little bomb girl, aka Klee, as she would say this. Ah, hello there, Henry von Lawrence III, she would basically say, as he would say this. Miss Jean, thank you for coming. This ruffian is daring to try to stop me. As he looks over, and then she would look over and would see Izuku, as she would say this. I told you last time, Henry. Last time, I told you to not, and I mean not, to harass anybody that, tries to quote-unquote defy you. It's just common sense that you're not doing anything, good for them. I mean, seriously, last time you basically argued with the man for not giving you, a free pass on, some simple tea, she would basically say. As he would say this, that man was being annoying, and not only that, defying me. As she would say this. That's it. As she would basically look over and would see a few, Knights of Phobia guards, as she would say this. Alright, arrest them. As he would say, what? Don't! As before he could say anything else, he was arrested, as he would say, how he's being, treated wrongly and should be, treated fairly, unlike, the commoner over there. But obviously they're ignoring him, and he would basically be brought to a little, carriage where he was brought to, a little prison. As she would look over and would see Izuku, as she would say this. I'm really sorry about that. As Izuku would say this. Oh, don't worry. Besides, I was planning to stop him anyway. As she would say this. Really? Why is that? As Izuku would say this. Well, you see, after explaining what happened, he would say this, and then she. I see. Seriously, she would say with a little bit of a headache. As Izuku would just say this. Yeah. Pretty much bad, to say the least. Sorry about that, please for a second. And so, after, saying that, she would say this. Seriously. Why doesn't he learn? Like she would basically say, as you can see this. Agreed. Sometimes I wish I was, at least have a normal-ish day, at least, as she would see this. Agreed. Anyway, so Izuku, are you planning on going somewhere, or as Izuku would say this? Well, sort of. I am planning to go to, for a second, I am planning to, still be eating at that restaurant after all. She would say this. Well, yeah, by the way, may I ask you this? Izuku would just say this. What is it exactly? She would say this. Well, you see, we've been getting a lot of complaints from the Lawrence clan, so I want you to try and at least stop them, and I also, see them making some deals with some sort of guy. But if you were to stop them, then please, I would be grateful for you to, do that. As Izuku would say this. Sure, why not? She would say this. Wait, really? As Izuku would say this. Yep, I guess you could say that. I'm a married boy, I guess you could say. As she would say this. Thank you! After saying this, Izuku would say this. Anyway, bye then. As she would say goodbye. And so after leaving, Izuku would basically go back into the restaurant as he would basically sit down on his chair as he would look over to all three of the girls. AKA, Lumine, Noelle, and Amber. I mean, you could sort of, add in, Paimon, but, yeah, I still consider it as emergency food. Yeah, that's a pretty old meme, but still. So, as while he was basically looking over them, she would say this, specifically Lumine. So, what happened? As Izuku would say this. Well, the guy from the Lawrence clan, as after explaining what happened, one of them would say this. At least he got one. At least he got what he sort of deserved. Specifically, the one that was saying this specifically, what's her face? Yeah, Amber. As Noelle would say this. Yeah, that's completely unfortunate. I wasn't even planning to go to their, residence and, how do we say this? Wait for a second. And planning to, clean their little, residence. But I guess that's not an option now. As you can see this. Yeah, anyway, I should probably continue on with my... But when he was about to grab some steak, he grabbed nothing. As he would look down and would see his steak is gone, but the mashed potatoes and also some, sauce is still there, including some of the green beans. As he slowly lifted his head and would see Paimon chowing it down. As Izuku would just sighs would say this. I guess that's okay. And so, after eating, they would basically start leaving. But Noelle would say this. Izuku, Amber, as they would look over, including Lumine, as Izuku would say this. What is it, Noelle? As she would say this. Well, you see, I'm maybe, wanting to maybe sleep with you guys. As Izuku would say this. Yeah, sure. As she would say this. Wait, really? As Izuku would say this. Yeah, you're basically my girlfriend, so... As she would say this. Cool. After saying this, she would basically start, going towards them, as they would basically all three of them were basically holding on to him to dear life, as all the guys nearby would say, damn, he's pretty much a playboy. And one of them would say this. Huh. Taking bets that Kaya is definitely gonna have a run for his money. One of them would say, as he would say this. No kidding. He does have 2 girlfriends, but this guy has 3. As one of them would say this. I heard that he technically has 4. As another would say this. No, I think there was 6 or 7. As one of them would say this. No, there's definitely 8. One of them would say. As all of them would start arguing on how many girlfriends does Izuku have. Currently back with Izuku. As Izuku arrives back at Amber's place, they would basically start changing into normal-ish clothing. Except for, Noelle, because she didn't brought anything for her to wear. And if she tried to wear, either, Lumines or, Amber's clothes, well, because of her chest size, well, let's just say it's constricting to her, to say the least. Anyway, continuing on with the episode. So, as while she was wearing all of let's just say this, they would basically start leaving to go where they're supposed to go. Specifically, to the bedroom. And so, all of them would basically lay down and would fall asleep. So, the next day has come by as Izuku would basically wake up, seeing all three of the girls in different positions. One, Lumine, was basically near his crotch, area. For Amber, she's basically using her boobs to basically grip onto Izuku for dear life. And as for, Noelle, she's basically, just imagine D69 position, but except she's not, let's just say doing some stuff with his dingling, to say the least. And he would get a close-up, of, let's just say, her private parts, to say the least. After seeing this, Izuku would say this. Yeah, this is definitely normal, he would basically say in his mind. As he would basically, just drift off back to sleep to basically, wait for them to wake up. As when he woke up, he would see Lumine, Amber, and, Noelle basically, gone. After waking up, he would basically stand up and would change into his normal clothing. After arriving downstairs, he would see Lumine, Amber, Noelle, and also Paimon basically eating for breakfast. As after, eating there with them, he would basically start leaving with Lumine to go the Knights of Rhodius, HQ. After arriving there, they would make it to, what's her face? Yeah, Jean's office, as Jean would see this. So, here's your mission. After getting the little piece of paper, she would say this. So, you're gonna be stopping, a little, let's just say, thing over there. As you would basically look at some photos, or at least, I guess you could say sort of photos. I mean, it sort of resembles photos. As you could see this. What is this exactly? As she would see this. Well, apparently, they've been exporting some weapons from Fontaine, and they're apparently planning to overthrow the Knights of Favonius and take over this country once again. After saying this, Izuku would say this. Really then? Seriously, the Lord's fan doesn't know how to take a hint. As she would say this. Agreed. So I want you to stop them immediately, including you, Lumine. I mean, both of you are like the most powerful, adventurers right now, and probably even stronger than maybe even Archon. As Izuku would say this. Stop flattering me, and besides, I'm not really as strong as an Archon. As she would say this. Don't try and, downplay yourself. And besides, that's a big, understatement. As Izuku would say this. Anyway, so what are we supposed to do? As she would say this. Well, maybe you should try and talk to one of our Knights of Favonius friends. Or one of our Knights of Favonius members, specifically Eula. After remembering that name, he would start to pale as he would say this. You mean that Eula? Eula, as he would start stuttering, as, she would say this specifically mean. Izuku, do you know her by any chance? As she would start getting an ominous aura, which Jean sees, and would start getting a little bit of fear in her mind. As Izuku would say this. Yes, I guess you'd say that. And after explaining how he first met her, she would say this. I see. So, you're not really having a good relationship with her all that much, right? As Izuku would say this. Yeah, pretty much. So, maybe you could try and, make friends with her, I guess you could say. I should say this. I could sure do that. And so, after agreeing with that, he would start leaving to where, wait for a second, where apparently, Eula is currently, staying at. After arriving there, they would see, a completely, drunk Eula basically drinking her sorrows away. She's currently just like, I'll get my vengeance, she would basically say, as currently, D-Luke is basically just there, just like feeding the bugs. Not really bugs, I guess you say bugs, they're basically like beer bugs, basically. And also, I guess you'd say like some, wine cups and basically something of that sort. I meant wine glasses, I meant. God. I was supposed to be in the FBS, course, specifically, food and beverage course, and I'm basically saying that. God, I'm so stupid sometimes. Anyway, continuing on with the episode. So, as Izuku was saying this, he would say, I mean, you can go first. As she would say this, yeah, probably. And so, after walking up to her, she would basically start talking to, Eula. Because she's in a completely drunk state, she was more, docile and more easier to, I guess you'd say, communicate and a little bit more, less, get my vengeance and saying that you're a commoner, things of that sort, even though it's basically just an act. So, after a while talking to her, they would basically, get a thumbs up by Loreen, and so they would basically start leaving. So, a few minutes have gone by, not really a few minutes, but more like a few hours, as Eula would basically come out, no longer, drunk, but a bit sober, as she would say this. So, you're Izuku, right? As she would look over him, as Izuku would say this. It's been a while, he would basically say, as she would say this. I still do not trust you. After all, you almost tried to steal my, almost tried to steal my, my... Wait for a second. Almost tried to steal my, alarm clock, as Izuku would say this. I told you it was not me, and besides, I didn't steal it. It's more like, as you would start explaining, as she would just ignore it. As she would say this. And if you think that the Lord is actually doing a coup, then it's obviously just a lie. You're just a bit afraid. As Izuku would say this, I'm sure that they're probably just doing it just because, you're being quote-unquote mistreated or something of that sort. As she would say this. Fine. But, if they were to be, actually doing a coup, then you're going to be paying me up. Maybe about, a few dozen, a few dozen, shots of wine. As Izuku would say this. Deal then. And you had to help us, basically, stop them. And maybe even infiltrate them. As she would say this. Sure then. And so, after agreeing to this, they would basically shake hands as they would realize that it was completely nighttime, as Izuku would say this. So, Miss Eula, as she would say this. Yes. What is it, Izuku, the 1,000 elements? As Izuku would just say this. Just call me Izuku, and by the way, okay, bye, and also, trust me, I'm not really a bad person. Just because I'm, a sort of treasure hoarder, I'm not really that bad of a person. As she would say this. Fine then. And so, she would basically start to leave, as Izuku would basically start to leave Loreen. After leaving, they would basically go back home and would see, Amber by herself, as Amber would just, tell them about what happened. So, a little bit of a flashback. After basically leaving, she would basically start taking care of, Paimon, as Paimon would almost act like a baby, but a completely annoying one with a horrible ass voice that's similar to Navi. Oh boy. Anyway, continuing on, as while she was taking care of her, she would say this. Hey, Amber? As she would say this. What is it, Paimon? As she would say this. Paimon thinks that you're going to be a great mother soon. I mean, you and Izuku are pretty much good friends, and Paimon thinks that you're going to be a great couple someday. Right next to Loreen and, Noelle. As after hearing this, she would say, oh, really? She would basically say, out loud, as she would say this. Yeah, you'll be great. And Paimon would say this. And I'm going to be the greatest, what do you call it? The greatest auntie ever, she would basically say, as she would say this. Yeah, I guess you could say that. After saying that, she would basically go back to the prison, and she, after basically saying what happened, Izuku would start to blush a little bit, including me, as Izuku would say this. Anyway, so, we're gonna be getting some sleep now, so if you want, as she would say this. Yeah, I know. And so, after going onto the bed, after changing their clothes, they would basically, fall asleep, including, Lamine, and, Amber, as Amber is basically sleeping on his chest this time. And so, we basically leave off the episode right here. So, yeah. So, I hope you liked the video. Comment and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys next time. Bye-bye!